Greetings, beautiful souls. Welcome to German Channeling Congress. My name is Eva Marquez, and today I will share with you Pleiadian teaching on how to surrender your fears so you can find a deep, tranquil, peaceful feeling within yourself. I will share in this presentation the 3 important steps of this. The first one, we will observe what does it mean to feel peaceful, to be in that peaceful state of being. And the second, we are going to observe our fears, identify our fears, because fears are the factors that are blocking us, preventing us from feeling peaceful. Now the third part will be how do we transform or transmute these fears into feeling of safety, security, and trust, especially trusting yourself, so you can allow and welcome this peaceful energy deeply within your body to connect with every cell of your being and illuminate you from the inside out with a beautiful, magnificent light that will guide you on your journey. And in the end, we will join in the short soul healing meditation to set this beautiful pattern on being peaceful, feeling peaceful in your everyday life. So let's start from the beginning. What does it mean to feel peaceful, to be peaceful? Have you ever sat by a lake? By a lake that is very secluded in the forest or in the nature, that its water is calm and tranquil, when you can hear just the sound of the animals or the sound of the nature. And you know that when you are even walking closer and closer to this lake, you start feeling that deep, peaceful feeling where your mind slowly and slowly and slowly let go of its overthinking process of this inner chatter, and when you just are craving that feeling of quietness. That quietness is peace. When you sat by this lake and observe it for a little bit, its tranquility, its peacefulness transcend within you, because you will start mirroring this feeling, what you are observing within yourself. And for that little time of the being, for that little moment, you surrender to completely to all your fears, to your overthinking mind, to everything that is happening to you in your life. And you relax. And at that fine moment, you suddenly feel this inspiration. You may feel this jolt of the light. You may feel be surrounded by the angelic realm or Pleiadians or another beautiful beings of light of our soul family. You may feel the presence of God's consciousness. You feel that creative, inspirational energies flowing in your mind, in your heart, in your whole self. And perhaps even you feel very inspired by that next journey of your life. Well, that's what it means to feel peaceful. It means to be able to quiet down your mind and your emotions and allow for this moment of light, creativity, love, your soul family come closer to you and inspire you, help you, advise you, guide you on your journey. Now you all most likely have been in this place. And you also know what happens when you take a piece of the rock and you throw it into the lake. As the action of you throwing this rock is happening, when the rock hits the surface of the water, it creates stress. That stress creates the ripples on the surface. And we all kind of like to watch it, how it happens, and then the ripples goes. and in a no time, everything quiets down again. Why? Well, the rock is an object, right? Well, your body is object as well, right? But when you throw the rock there, rock's consciousness is infinite consciousness. So when it hits the surface of the water, it doesn't fight for life. It doesn't have a survival consciousness as our body has. It doesn't matter that you are a beautiful star being, light being living within this human body. You incarnated into the body that is programmed with the basic survival consciousness. See, that survival consciousness doesn't know how to hold the peace. That is in the infinite mind consciousness is the peaceful energy. The survival consciousness needs to learn that. So let's just step down here and slowly continue what happened. When the action of the rock throwing into the lake start creating the ripples, the rock is not gonna fight it. It's not gonna fight for the oxygen and staying above the water. It will beautifully surrender to its current life and will sink on the bottom of the lake and will rest there, maybe for a few days, maybe for the thousands of years, until somebody will find it and may relocate it, or the natural, the water changes will relocate it somewhere else. And it will feel peaceful about it. It's not going to be disturbed whatsoever. So in those few Pleaiadian seconds, the water calms down again, peace and tranquility returns, and you go like, I felt really great. Now that brings us to the second topic of this sharing, which is the stress, identifying the stress. So to achieve that tranquility and the peace, we are going to compare ourselves to this rock and our life situation to the lake. See, the lake itself, it's this beautiful existence. It's the whole world for it until that lake spills out and through the rivers again joins to the sea, and that's gonna be joined with the sea, and eventually every sea will join the greatness of the ocean. And that's what's happening to our life, right? We are living in our reality, in our personal life, in our family life, in our community life, in this whole earthly world life. That is our lake. Our body is 60% of water. The throwing the rock on the surface of the lake, we will metaphorically compare to the stress that's happening to us almost every day. We have the internal stress, the emotional things that happen to us, and we have an external kind of the stress. Sometimes the cold water or the floating brings the stress, or everyday life situation that you find yourself impose that stress on you. We live on the earth. Earth is a place of duality. It will have these factors of the stress, because in a way, stress helps us to evolve. A beautiful diamond is forged in the very difficult kind of the stressful situation until it emerges somewhere close to the surface, to the earth, where we find it, and there's this most beautiful diamond, right? So think of yourself exactly the same way. But this stress creates fears. Why? So as I said, the rock consciousness is infinite consciousness. It is not afraid of its life. It's not afraid that it's gonna end today or tomorrow, or what the consequences will be if it's gonna sit on the bottom of the lake for extended period of time. Now, if somebody will take you today and throw you in the middle of the huge lake that may be beautiful and tranquil, but it's far to the shore to swim and maybe way too cold, where you may feel like you're gonna freeze in the mud of the few seconds, your human ego mind activates, and it will awaken all kind of the fears that it will start fighting for your life. Whenever you're a great swimmer or not, you most likely will panic and you start moving frantically all around, and you create so many ripples that affect your whole life in this lake. Stress does exactly the same things to you. Any stressful situation that may be connected to your finances, to your health, to your relationship, to your children, to where are you going to live, what are you going to study, what kind of the work you're going to do, you name it. All that carries the certain level of stress. And when you are not in that peaceful action and reaction, there comes this action that may feel stressful, and I peacefully perceive it and find the right guidance and answer what I'm going to do. It creates the ripples. At this point, it creates the ripples within your body, in that water of your body. Water is the conduct of the electricity, right? It amplifies it. You have an electromagnetic field within yourself that extends way beyond of your body, that creates your auric field that attracts the reality. So when you are stressed, it activates the fears right away, because fears help you survive. Fears are a basic of a survival pattern. That's a three-dimensional pattern that we are all born into, that we are learning to overcome. So when we know it, we know that every stressful situation awakens these fears within us. And because we fall very often into fears, we start making choices and decisions out of the fears. We don't make them out of love and the guidance, we make them out of the fears, because there is something building within ourselves that we have to survive. Is that a survival pattern? Now, when that happens, all the blockages start happening up there. It's like you build this wall around you, this self-protective wall, that suddenly you cannot hear the guidance of your soul family or the angelic realms or God's consciousness guidance or Pleiadians, because the fears will make you not hear, not see, and not perceive. They create this protective shell around you that will keep you in these fears, that will keep you in the stress. So you will survive in a way how it is designed. Not how your soul would like to, but how it is designed up here for you on earth. That itself needs to be observed. You need to identify your fears. That will bring us to the third topic, the feeling safe and trusting yourself, because that is something that you want to start asking yourself. Well, I feel stress. I am stressed because I'm afraid. It doesn't matter if you feel victimized or if you feel kind of a little bit more angry about it. You are still stressed, and it's your ego acting based on the fears. So you will stop for a moment. We're gonna go back in that metaphorical compare of being in the lake. For the moment, you will say, okay, I can float. I can float above the water. Or if I allow myself to sink under the water, I have a consciousness, I have that infinite consciousness of a rock. The oxygen doesn't affect me. I can breathe underwater, I can be underwater for as long as I need to be there. It is the metaphorically compare of entering your darkness. Darkness is actually a very safe place to be at. It's a very nurturing place. The baby within mother's belly, within the womb, is surrounded in the darkness. A butterfly, before it comes out of its cocoon, it's surrounded within the darkness. So it is a very rejuvenating place. And believe or not, it is the place where you will find your peace. So instead of fighting for your survival. Oh my God, where I'm gonna get money to pay my bills. Oh my God, what I'm gonna do with my health. What is the right thing for me to do? Or will I find my soulmate? Or how do I leave that relationship because there are so many obstacles of it? You know what is that stressful situation. You know what is the root of your fear. You identify it. Then you're going to sit with it and you says, what kind of the feelings it will awaken or it does awaken within myself. So while you're sitting there and relaxing, or imagine that you're lying and floating on the surface of the water, you suddenly stop making ripples. Everything starts slowly quiet down, and that is the beautiful step forward of what you want to achieve, to feel the peace. And when you feel the peace, you start to feeling the guidance. Now, here it truly start working this sentence that many of us say, what Jesus Christ said. You ask and you shall receive. So literally, when you fall in that water and you fall under the stress and you start hyperventilating and you start to fight for your survival and you're asking for help or asking for guidance, and then you go like, well, I can't receive, I don't feel anything, there's probably nobody there, I'm abandoned and rejected by everybody. That's not true. See, the Jesus Christ says, you ask and you shall receive. He just didn't say how fast you will receive. Does it happen in a day, in the 2, in the 5 days? When will you receive? Well, believe or not, that depends on you and your ability to be still and your ability to submerge yourself temporarily in this rejuvenating level of darkness. So you can practice it by sitting, by lying, or by just resting a little bit and breathing back and forth and going through your chakras. Where is the root of my problems? What is it that I'm really afraid of? It most likely will be hidden between your 1st, 3rd, 5th, and the 7th chakras. The 1st chakra is feeling safety and security. Do you feel safe and secure? Or in your 3rd chakra, do you feel confident about yourself? Do you feel worthy of what you want? Do you feel worthy of change? Or do you feel victimized and angry by your ego? Are you ready to thrive within your life? And then there's a 5th chakra, your expression. Can you express yourself? Can you talk from your heart? Can you actually think and clearly express what it is that you want in your life? What is it that you want to help with? What are you asking us for? Have a happy life. Well, what does happy life mean to you? Does it mean that you're going to go and adopt 3 dogs? Does it mean that you will find a soulmate? Does it mean that you get a job promotion or the job that you wanted to? What does the happiness means to you? You need to be clear about what is that you're asking and what kind of the answer, the guidance you are expecting. It's all about the action and reaction kind of the process. And then the 7th chakra is trust. Trusting yourself, trusting your family, trusting your friends, trusting your country, trusting the whole world of the earth. And you go like, uh-oh, that is questionable, right? You start with yourself. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust your connection with your higher self? That is the basic, that is the beginning. And if the answer is no, or if there's an issue that you find within any of this chakra, it all spiral down to your 1st chakra. You are not feeling safe. So let me show this to you on that example of the lake and the rock and the you. So when I take the rock and I throw it in the middle of the lake and it surrender, falls down without any fight, it feels safe, we can say. because it has that infinite consciousness. It doesn't feel threatened by anything, so it does not have fears. It sinks to the bottom and it's fine. Now, with you, what happened to you that you may find the answer any of these, first, third, fifth, and seventh chakra, which are actually ego, mind, physically, energetically affected chakras. Your second, fourth, and the sixth is more affected by your soul energy. But this is something that's happening in your physical reality. So you want to look at those physical energies that you're holding within yourself as well. So when somebody throws you in the middle of the lake, whenever you are a great swimmer or not, suddenly somebody breaks down that feeling of safety. You are taken from your comfort zone and you are transformed into the middle of the lake, and you have to swim. You have to keep your head above the water to be able to breathe the oxygen. So your safety is greatly challenged. That is the energy of your first chakra. It's very, very physical energy that ego likes to leverage for itself to keep you in those continuous fears out there. Now, here's a way to transmute it. Once you start looking at it, you say, all right, to all of this that I'm feeling, experiencing issues with money, issues with health, my anger toward, let's say, the political situations all around the world, anything what it is, I have it because I feel afraid for my safety. And you may say, oh, no, it is not my safety. It's the safety of everybody else because I want the great for everybody else. Well, that greatness starts within you. You know, all the ancients walking among us were the most peaceful people because they felt safe, even in the most difficult times of the history. So it goes back to you to have that ability and capability to feel safe, because feeling safe will lead in that feeling of I'm peaceful. So you want to ask yourself, do I feel safe? How does it feel to be safe? First chakra, feeling of safety, is connected to beautiful, extraordinary sense of the smell. What kind of the smell, what kind of the scent, what kind of the aroma will surrogate that for you? That feeling of safety and security. And once you have that, that feeling mirrors within your seventh chakra. If I feel safe, I can trust myself. I can actually trust my choices. I can trust my decisions. And well, if I make a mistake, I'll be able to recuperate from it and try it again. That is a gateway. That is a doorway to feeling the peace within yourself. Finding what is it that you are afraid of. And whatever it is, it spirals down that you do not feel safe to make decisions about this, and that. You don't feel safe to move out of that relationship. It may be for all kind of the reasons. You may not feel safe to start that new, career because you are afraid that people will ridicule you, or you will not be perceived as you want to be perceived. You may not feel safe to make a decision about the vacation because maybe somebody from your family will not like it. All the fears sits on the cornerstone of safety and security. If you feel safe and secure, you feel good about yourself, you feel the love within yourself, and you feel the inner peace, tranquility within you. So when you are sitting by that lake and you're observing that quiet surface up there, you feel safe. You are not afraid that the bear is gonna walk out of the forest and eat you, or the snake's gonna crawl by you and bite you. At that moment, you transcend all your fears because you become fixated on that vision of tranquility that the lake in the front of you offers to you. At that moment of tranquility, I will repeat it, you feel safe. You trust yourself, whenever it's just for a few seconds or a long period of time. And that is when you love yourself unconditionally. That is when your soul, Ritari, open this beautiful gateway and answer to your questions will happen spontaneously. That is when you shall ask and you shall receive works like magic. Now, with this, let's do a little practical exercise that everybody can do at home. This is a short soul healing routine. So just relax, find a place where you can relax. You can stay sitting, you can lie down, you just feel as you relax. You can close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, release all the air out. Another deep breath in, and let go of your worries and your expectations. One more deep breath in, and let everything go. I ask and thank you to be connected to the highest available energy of the God Source, my highest self, and frequency of unconditional love. Now we bring this unconditional love in your body. Eliawon tia kirchan tia sa aleha. Tia won tia ka. Esiaha aliavu aneake. Beautiful. Now put your left hand on the urinary bladder, right hand on your mind's eye. Take a deep breath in and out. You are surrounded by a beautiful blue energy. And you are connected to yourself at the moment of now. This is your energy. This is who you are. Now think about some stressful moment that you have or situation, issues that you need to deal with. And feel how it creates ripples within your body or this distorted energy within yourself. And you may know how to deal with it or you may not know how to deal with it, but there is something you need to deal with. So we are going to connect to your ego-mind energy. You move your left hand over your gallbladder area and the right hand over your right hip or your right leg rested there. And now we are surrounded in the beautiful red field of the energies. Red feels like your first chakra. Now you want to ask yourself, you want to ask your ego, my beautiful ego, why are you afraid to deal with the situation? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid because you don't feel safe and secure? Are you afraid because you feel you don't have enough confidence or you don't feel worthy? Are you afraid because you cannot express yourself in your thinking or in your speaking the way as you would like to? Are you afraid because you don't trust yourself or you don't trust the people around you? What it is that stresses you about the situation? And there may be some other answer that you will feel. Feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to feel these fears. It is okay. And once you feel them, let's tell yourself that you are safe. I am safe. Let's just surrender within them, in the darkness of these fears, because they are just fears, nothing else. They are just this big blow up bubble that means nothing. To go into that bubble and say, I am safe. 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 Finding the right answers to my questions is safe. Asking for the guidance from my soul family, from my higher self, it's safe. Thrive within my life, it's safe. Feeling peaceful, feel safe. Feel that safety and security. Feel it, feel it, feel it. It's like you are sitting by that lake. It's a beautiful, peaceful, tranquil lake. And for the moment, you feel safe. Now we are going to connect with your soul energy. Right hand on your spleen, left hand on the side of your head. You are surrounded with a beautiful green energy of your soul, and that is love. I love you, my soul. I love myself. I love my presence within this body. Feel the love for you. Feel the gratitude and appreciation. You feel your soul, and here you are within this beautiful vessel that you have. My dear soul, I surrender my fears of survival. My dear ego, we are feeling safe. Would you please guide me in the messages and the language of light on my journey? I am feeling peaceful. I am peace. My body is the temple of peace. Most beautiful, peaceful energy, because that peace brings tranquility. It brings calmness to the surface of the lake, and you can easily perceive any guidance on your journey. So tell your soul what you wish for. My body is a temple of peace. Now we are going back in our blue energy, left hand on the urinary bladder, right hand on your mind's eye. And let's tell yourself this affirmation: my body is a temple of peace. Feel it. Say you feel safe. You feel the peace. Peace is a beautiful, tranquil, quiet kind of energy. Going back to your ego, left hand on the gallbladder, right hand on your right hip leg. That's your red energy. My beautiful ego mind. It is safe to feel peaceful. It is safe that our body is a temple of peace. And you feel it. Your ego goes like, okay. Now I want you to open your eyes And I want you to tap it in your thymus gland. My body is a temple of peace. My body is a temple of peace. My body is a temple of peace. 3 times. And I thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone who assisted us today. And with this, you should feel very, very peaceful. You can repeat this anytime and as many times as you would like to. This is a practice that needs to be repeated. Now we ask for your soul to guide us in the language of light, to give us these messages of light. Language of light is not only a spoken language that bypasses your mind and you don't understand, but it is the language of light. Light is electromagnetic frequency that holds that light wave, which is the electromagnetic frequency. Everything within this world emits electromagnetic frequency. So that means the messages in the language of light will be some messages that you can see, that you can perceive through your senses, which means you can smell them, you can taste them, you can see them with your outer eyes and the inner eyes, you can feel them when you touch them, and you can hear them telepathically or with your audible voice. So when you ask your questions, what is it you want to help with? What is it the answer you are looking for? Then while you are in this peaceful place, allow yourself to see the light. Because out of the darkness, out of the dark cocoon, out of the mother's womb, we emerge in the world full of light. Sun comes out every morning. It doesn't matter if it's hiding behind the clouds for the days, we know it is there. Eventually it's gonna pop out from those clouds and you will see the beautiful sun rays. That's the light that will guide you. You may see pictures, you may see symbols, you may see saying in the magazine, in the books, in the newspaper. You may hear the song. Somebody sent you the email or the text message, and suddenly you go, aha, that is the answer to my question. That is your message in the language of light. Language of light carries pictures, colors, symbols, geometric shapes, stories, sounds, music. All of it is part of the language of light. The messages are always all around us. The only thing we need to do is to calm that overthinking ego mind, to come to the feeling of the safety and security, to trusting ourselves, establish the inner peace, and then the answers are always there. I will end with this. I started with the lake, and so I'll end with the lake. When that rock hits the surface and go down to the lake, sometimes, if there's a mud on the lake, when it hits the bottom, the mud raise up and create a murky water. And so you have to wait for a little bit for that murkiness, for that settlements, for that mud to sit again down to the bottom surface of the lake. So the water is absolutely clear. So in the beginning, if that rock would have eyes, it may not see the light, it may just see the darkness and nothing else. And again, because it has infinite consciousness, it does not have survival consciousness. So it is there, it's not fighting, it says, okay. If we would think, it says, okay, I'm gonna wait until all the settlements comes down and I will see the light, I will see the sun, because sun rise every single morning. And maybe that sun will reach me and I will bask in that sun. But there is the light. And messages in the language of light are messages in the electromagnetic frequency. And electromagnetic frequency is in every single object on Earth. So have fun with this. Have fun with this. I wish you that you have an everlasting peace within yourself. And Pleiadians and I are blessing you on this beautiful journey of evolution from survival to thriving. Love and light on your journey.